First appearance of the Vale of Arryn. Lord Tyrion's first kill. And we also get the first major death of the TV series. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It is time to review Season 1, Episode 5 of Game of Thrones. And this one is called The Wolf and the Lion. What does the wolf and the lion represent in this episode? Could it be the fight between the two big, massive brawlers? Possibly. They're like lions and wolves going at it. But we're going to start in the brand new location known as the Vale of Arryn. So I guess this was where Jon Arryn, this was his place, this was his location. He was the ruler of the Vale of Arryn. He's left behind his wife now, who also happens to be Catelyn's sister. Catelyn Stark is busy taking Tyrion to her sisters. I believe she wants to put him on trial there. I don't know why she needs to take him here.
But she wants to take him here anyway.
I'm not sure if it needs to be like a neutral location. Like, why couldn't she just trial Tyrion at Winterfell? Is that like biased or something? I'm not too sure.
It might be. I think was it not more to hide him here rather than trial him here?
Possibly, maybe she thought this place was safer, so they're on their way to the Vale of Arryn. They get attacked by several men. Is it people trying to collect the reward, the ransom here for
Lord Tyrion?
For Lord Tyrion, we don't know, but they managed to like fend off the attackers. Tyrion says, "If you take me back, my father will pay a lot of money for you." This seems to catch the eye of Bronn, who is just someone from that stable that we met in the last episode. So is he considering trying to free Lord Tyrion and take him back to the Lannisters? Possibly. We see Tyrion, though, get his first kill, so these, like, tribe people attack. Tyrion could have ran. I don't know how far he would have ran, but he could have tried to take off, and he actually saved Catelyn Stark here from possibly getting killed, and then he gets the guy down, and he uses his, like, shield, and he just, like, keeps stabbing it into the throat, and he gets his first ever kill.
It was a brutal kill here for Tyrion, and you feel like this Game of Thrones scene here, I think there's going to be a lot of this.
At this age, I mean, I'm surprised. Then again, he is a dwarf, but it's not often. And plus, he is rich, so he's not had to fight.
What age is Tyrion?
I'm going.
30?
Yeah, I would say he's probably around 30.
Aye.
I'd say so. He's a young.
30, but the size of a 4-year-old.
He's younger than Cersei and Jaime, so.
Any other Lannisters that are like
not too sure. They arrive at the Vale of Arryn, and we get introduced to Catelyn's sister. I believe her name is Lady Lysa.
Kill the bad man, mummy.
Her son is like fucking retarded. There's something wrong with this kid. He is like clearly over the age of being breastfed, but he still gets breastfed. There's something there's some incest shit going on in this show, and I mean, I'm not saying Cersei and Jaime I'm not saying that's acceptable, but it just doesn't seem as bad as this. You walk in, you've got this kid that must be a bit, if not 10, he can't be far from it.
Yeah, this isn't in the public eye though.
It's child abuse.
If
this is happening in the public, what are they doing behind closed fucking doors?
We need to. Well, I don't know. I was going to say we need to know. We don't need to know, but just a weird scene. Kill the bad man. Is he here to kill us, mummy? Mummy,
I want the little man to fly.
He's speaking like that guy. What's the guy called in Resident Evil 4? Midget guy with the hat.
Salazar.
Him. Actually reminded me of this kid. Don't know why. That's more like Tyrion because they're both like adults midgets, but this kid was just weird. Her sister was weird.
Yeah, I'm not a big...
You would not have felt... Did you not give me the vibe this was Catelyn's sister?
Yeah, obviously she's upset that Jon Arryn's been killed, and I don't know, if I guess if she got a chance to kill a Lannister... She wasn't happy about a Lannister being brought there, but apparently this place is...
sacred.
Yeah, you can't attack it. It's unpenetrable, so we don't know.
I think that's a load of pish. I think that's just big talk. I mean, I've got a feeling they would say that about every location in this show.
Tyrion gets sent to the Sky Cells. It's like a free-sided cell with like a fourth wall that is open, and you just see this massive drop into the mountainside.
See, unless it was freezing, I would actually prefer this than a normal cell.
Really? Even though you could fall off the edge and die?
When you fall off the edge, if you sit in the corner, how are you going to fall?
Lord Tyrion's tiny. What if the wind blows him off?
Well, that's his problem. I'm not tiny.
Anyway, that basically wraps that up. At Winterfell, I mean, we don't really get much. Bran's angry that his mother has left him, but I guess he kind of has to.
She will stay by your side till she dies.
Lewin suggests that he could still learn to shoot a crossbow or short bow even, because the Dothraki can do it for a horse. So maybe if they get this special mount that Lord Tyrion was going to build them, then he can shoot from a horse. And we get Theon Greyjoy, who is with his favourite whore, Ross, and I think over the last couple of episodes we've seen people mock Theon Greyjoy for basically being a doormat for the Lannisters. They talk about how his family used to be proud and now he's nothing but a little servant.
He's a little bitch.
Did I say the Lannisters? I meant the Starks.
See, at the end of the day, right, we're trying desperately here to keep Winterfell relevant because everyone who's a fucking main event level player has left. So it's either between this guy or Bran, who's got no legs, essentially. So, I mean, it's not doing anything for me.
Would you rather have fully abled legs? I mean, no, fully unable legs that are the right size, or have legs like Lord Tyrion's that actually work but they're really short?
Probably his legs, but I mean, it's close. I can't really decide, even though I just did. But yeah, moving on. Winterfell sucks.
Anyway, Ross basically said that she preferred Tyrion Lannister, and Greyjoy didn't like that, so it's what it is. We move into the King's Landing, and Lord Eric Stark is at the tournament. He's asking Barris and Selmy about the death of Sir Hugh the Fail, so he believes that maybe there's a little bit of foul play in there, because he's asking who determines the draw. Selmy's like, yeah, the draws, they pick straws, but Stark's like, who's holding the straws?
I like that wee line there.
Good wee line there. It doesn't matter what straw you pick, it's about the person that is holding the straw. I like that, but Selmy Barristan, he doesn't really listen to Ed here. Ed's basically trying to accuse foul play on the death of Sir Hugh, but
this guy's not having it.
Barristan Selmy, either he's not interested or he's just, I don't know, not even aware. He's so dense that he doesn't understand that Lord Eric Stark's accusing the Lannisters.
Dense as an empty cup of water.
Yes, we then find out that Edward Stark and Sir Selmy Barristan were fighting on opposite sides years ago, and Ed says...
That was a good war, Ned. All these references to wars that we'll never see, but hey, let's just hype it. Oh, remember that battle 17 years ago on the 18th of June? Fucking 1 AD. I was there, big man.
Ned tells Selmy that his wife is grateful they never met on the battlefield. But Selmy tells Ned that, you know, you underrate yourself, basically. Ned Stark, you're a great fighter and you don't give yourself the credit that you deserve.
He's handed the king, right? What's he going to say? You're fucking pissed, Ned.
Yeah, but Barristan reflects on the fact that it's kind of irony that they were on opposite sides of the war during Robert's rebellion, and now they're working together. We then get to see Lancel Lannister being basically bullied here by Robert. He's trying to put his like armor on, and Robert's screaming for the breastplate. Stretcher.
Breastplate, boy!
Give me the breastplate, Stretcher! And I mean, this Lancel Lannister kid just, I don't know whose kid he is. I think he's like the nephew of somebody. I don't know, nephew of fucking Cersei.
But he's got the Lannister name. You think you'd be a bit more respect on him?
I know, but I mean, whatever.
I haven't seen Robert and Tyrion interact.
But Ned tells Robert, like, you can't fight, you're too fat, and nobody would dare want to hurt you in the Seven Kingdoms. I mean, Robert knows that. Robert can't go and enter this competition.
I know, why does he think he's going to? Fuck me. But I tell you what, like the Mountain might give it a go.
The Mountain
if the Mountain cuts the king's heads off, what's everyone else going to do?
We then see Gregor facing some gay-looking man, and it turns out he is very gay. Gregor loses to this guy. He falls off his horse. He's not happy, so he decapitates his horse. Then he attacks Ser Loras, and he could potentially kill Ser Loras, but then we get his brother Sandor Clegane, who runs to Loras' defence, and they get in a bit of a sword fight here. The Mountain and the Hound going at it. King Robert's looking on, and he just can't really believe what he's seeing. And he jumps up, and he doesn't really jump up. He stands up and he says, "Stop this madness in the name of your king!" And you can see the Hound straight away just drops to one knee. But the Mountain kind of swings his sword first, and it just narrowly misses the Hound before he decides to throw his sword to the ground, and then King Robert tells everyone to let him go, and the Mountain just storms off.
But see, this works, right? Because this is two big guys. It's like WWE. See if this is two vanilla midgets. You wouldn't care for it, but it's two fucking big bastards going for it.
Yeah, what would have happened if the Mountain killed the Hound here while the Hound was
So the
obeying?
Hound's like the right man to Joffrey, isn't he?
Aye.
But you say what would have happened? What am I going to fucking do? Jamie Lannister can whip it. Yo, I'm the best fighter. I mean, this guy's swinging like...
Yeah, in the Red Keep, Lord Varys meets with Ned, and he tells him that the king is a fool and he will be dead soon unless Ned can save him. Ned wants to know why Varys is telling him this, and Varys tells him that he needed to be sure that Ned could be trusted, and Varys says that he considers Ned an honourable man, and that he also considers himself an honourable man. And then Varys confirms that Jon Arryn was indeed assassinated with a poison called the Tears of Lies, because he started asking questions. What are those questions?
We need to know. Questions that need answered.
But this puts Ned into, I don't know, investigation mode.
Of course it does.
Later, Arya is chasing cats to try and, I don't know, keep in line with her sword training. She's trying to work on speed or whatnot. Cats are pretty quick, so she chases one down into the dungeons where she kind of gets trapped, and she hears two men talking, and it turns out it is Varys and the Magister Ariel Morpetitus of Pentos. And if you can't remember who this guy is, he was in the very first episode, and he gave what's her name? Amelia Clark.
Oh, there we go. Oh, no, I know who you're on about.
That's her actress name. What's her actual name?
Daenerys.
Daenerys,
He gave her the dragon.
He gave her the dragon. So, what's this guy doing here? What are they putting in motion? Varys says events have been set in motion and that the lion and the wolf will soon be at each other's throats. So here we go, that is the title of the episode. War is almost upon Seven Kingdoms as they planned, but it has come too soon. Khal Drogo will not invade Westeros until his son is born and pronounced healthy, which is still many months away. So Elio suggests assassinating Ned to forestall the war, but Varys refuses. So what's Varys' gain here? What's his goal? He doesn't want to kill Ned, but he still wants a war.
What's the end game?
He's on the side of like Drogo, but
what's Drogo doing? Wait till his kid's healthy.
I think it's in case he dies. The Drogo name can carry on. There's lineage.
Right, I get that logic, right? But these are like inbred bastards that probably don't know.
But what I would also say is, right, let's just say he has a son and it's a healthy son. That son is years away from being able to produce kids. So let's say he has a healthy son and Drogo does go into war and he does go into battle and he dies. You literally need to wait until that son like actually gets older and has a kid of his own. Or because if he dies in that amount of time, then that's the lineage gone. That's the name gone. So is it really safe for Drogo? Would you not be like, I have to wait till my kid's 18 or something? Like, you know?
Yeah, like if he died, they're just going to stick a 3-month-old baby on a horse and ride him into Westeros? Wherever.
Yeah, it's not like maybe Ned, who's got...
Maybe he should figure out, though, how his horses can get across the fucking sea.
Yeah, maybe he
needs to planning anything.
We then get Varys and Littlefinger in the Great Hall, and it's like both of these guys like have dirt on each other. I don't trust any of them.
I like this. It was like one-upmanship. Like each wee hanging out on the other.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was definitely good. Varys reveals he knows about Littlefinger's assistance in Ned's investigation of Jon Arryn, and reminds Littlefinger of the consequences that may befall him should the Lannisters discover his involvement. But in response, Littlefinger reveals that he already knows that Varys has met with both Ned and Illyrio just earlier that day, implying he knows of Varys' allegiances across the Narrow Sea. And their conversation is interrupted by Renly, who is the brother of King Robert, and he informs them that Robert will be joining them at the small council meeting. So both of these guys seem corrupt. Who's the more corrupt? We don't really know as of yet. But I wouldn't trust any of these guys.
No, neither would I. I mean, I couldn't pick between which one's more corrupt.
Yeah, Arya then escapes the dungeon. She tries to warn her father about what she overheard, but I don't think her father really it's not that he doesn't trust her, but she doesn't really know what she heard herself. She's just afraid for his life. They're interrupted by Yoren, who's ridden non-stop from the inn at the crossroads. He wants to try and find recruits for the wall, so he's going to see if he can do that.
Can I get recruits for the wall?
He also tells Ned about Catelyn's arrest of Tyrion Lannister. Ned learns that Tyrion has been arrested under the name of the Stark, so I guess Ned all of a sudden has to take responsibility for this, even though he's just finding out about it now.
I think it was an incredibly stupid move, man, for Catelyn to do this without Ned's approval.
Yeah, then Arya asks Jory about the state of her father's household guard. Jory tells her she does not have to worry about her father's safety. Arya's obviously worried here. But Jory says, no, your father has like 50 men. Is 50 men going to be enough?
He's 50 men and soon to be enemy territory.
Yeah, in King's Landing. I mean, it's not... And let's be real, those 50 men, like, if you take the Hound and the Mountain just alone, how many of those 50 men would those two take out?
Yeah, exactly. So
50 men quickly, you know.
Jaime Lannister.
Yeah, we get the small counting. King Robert tells Ned that Daenerys is pregnant and that she's going to have to go because soon she'll have a son that will have claim to the Iron Throne, and he wants Daenerys and the unborn child dead. He wants Daenerys, the child, and Viserys dead as soon as possible, and that he's willing to do it. But Ned says that this would be a dishonourable act, cowardly, and beneath their dignity. King Robert asks all the other members of the council, and they all agree with King Robert that Daenerys must die. Now, they try and spin it to make it seem like it's... Unfortunately, they don't want to do it, but they've got to think of the greater good of all, rather than just the one person here. But Ned's not having it. King Robert demands that Ned get in line, but Ned refuses, and he resigns as the hand of the king. To Robert's disbelief, and King Robert's screaming at Ned, "I'll have your head on a pike!"
On a spike.
I thought it was a good wee scene.
It was a good scene, but I think Ned has to side with him here, knowing the fact that his wife's just arrested Tyrion. He needs Robert on hand. Yeah,
so Ned's ready to go. He's about to pack all his things. He's telling his household to get ready. We're leaving, but then Littlefinger arrives and he offers to take Ned to the last place Jon Arryn went before he fell ill. Ned agrees. I mean, what can Ned really do at this point? Even if he found out the truth, he's not in a good situation. I think he should have just left.
Yeah, he should have just left. Or agreed with Robert, and he didn't do that either. Should he have agreed? I mean, that could go for a poll. I think even if he thinks it's wrong, I think he's got to agree.
So yeah, Sir Loras and Lord Renly, we find that they're lovers, and I mean, I don't really care for this.
No.
Robert's brother. Sir Loras says that Renly, you're capable of being the king, and you'd be a better king than your brother.
Taking up the ass, brother.
He says that Joffrey's a monster. He can't be king. Renly is the real king, but Renly says that there's like, I don't know.
Fourth in line.
He's fourth in line, so I don't think this Renly kid's going to get it, to be honest.
No.
Queen Cersei and Robert share a drink, and they discuss the Targaryen threat. Cersei takes Ned's side, pointing out that the Dothraki cannot cross the Narrow Sea as they have no ships. And then King Robert basically says that, you know what, we never really had a chance. I never really loved you.
I didn't like you.
You know, ever since the death of Lyanna Stark, she was the only woman that I fell for, and I don't even know why Cersei and Robert are married at this point. Just to have kids, I guess, for power. Littlefinger then brings Ned to the last place where Jon Arryn went before falling ill, which was one of Littlefinger's brothels. There, Ned meets with one of Robert's bastards, this time a baby girl and her mother, a blonde whore named Megan. Megan remarks that her child has Robert's nose and black hair. Edward then asks Littlefinger why Jon Arryn was searching for Robert's bastards, but he says he doesn't know, offering the half-hearted guess that maybe Robert suddenly took paternal interest in them. Ned looks skeptical. Skeptical.
I'll tell you why I was looking for them, because they're Robert's only legitimate kids.
Damn.
There you go.
Leaving the brothel, Ned and Jory and the two guards that have accompanied them are confronted by a large group of Lannister groundsmen or guardsmen or whatever, Lannister men, led by obviously Jaime Lannister. Jaime has heard of Tyrion's arrest and he demands an explanation. Ned then says that there is no explanation and that Tyrion was arrested on his orders, and it's as simple as that. And if you don't like it, deal with it. Jaime then threatens to cut Ned apart, basically, and kill him. Jory says, if you threaten my lord again, I'm going to have no choice but to kill you.
I did.
And Jaime means, by threaten, you mean I'm going to cut Ned from bollocks to brain to see what Starks are made of. And then Ned says, alright, I won't kill... Jaime says, I won't kill him, just kill his men and take Ned alive. So the two guardsmen that Ned had with him get spears thrown through them. And then we get like a sword fight between the majority of the Lannister men and then Ned and Jory. I mean, Jory seems to be pretty good. He's handling himself. He kills a couple of the Lannister men, but he makes a foolish mistake of then going one-on-one with Jaime Lannister, and like within probably 2 seconds he dies. They collide with the swords, and then Jaime just pulls out a knife and stabs him through the eye, a dagger-like knife. And I mean, is this an unhonourable death here? I mean, it's not.
He didn't do it with Ned, did he?
He didn't do it with Ned.
For purposes, right? But he didn't do it with Ned.
I don't know, I just feel like Jaime maybe could have killed this guy with a sword. Well, I say maybe. He probably could have killed Jory if he really wanted to, but he just, the way he done it was more like a...
I know what you mean.
You're not worth my time, you're not worth a fight.
I need to get the Ned here. I'm not wasting any energy on you.
Ned then looks at Jaime and he obviously really realises that Jory is dead and his entire crew has been wiped out, so Jaime and Ned then come to blows, and surprisingly, Ned's actually given Jaime a pretty good fight. And Jaime starts to realise here, maybe what they said about Ned's true. Maybe this guy does have some skills, because no one really talks about Ned as being one of the better swordsmen, but he's showing here that he is more than capable of handling himself, and it's a pretty even battle. They're about to clash again, and then one of the Lannister guardsmen steps in and he stabs Ned through the leg with a spear. Ned goes down, obviously, because when you take a spear through the knee,
to the knee,
take an arrow to the knee, you're going to go down.
Real, like, I mean, it was a lose-lose for Ned. Like, say he kills Jaime, he's going to die.
Yeah, it's not going to work out too good. Probably better off getting stabbed through the. This guy probably
was actually the best case.
This guy probably saved Ned, to be honest. And obviously, Jaime's got history of killing the Mad King behind his back, literally stabbing him in the back, and I don't think he could. I don't think they could afford another dishonourable kill. I mean, he's already known for stabbing the Mad King from behind.
Jory, so.
No, I know, but I mean, I think that's more of a fair kill than this.
It was, but you know what?
I think what he done to Jory was a bit more disrespectful.
Aye.
But I think if he'd have killed Ned while Ned was down on one knee because of somebody else, that would have been dishonourable. So Jaime can't kill him. He knocks his guardsmen down, he departs, and he tells Ned that he wants his brothers back. Not his brothers, he wants his brother back. And that was the end of the episode, guys. That was it. The Wolf and the Lion. I felt like this episode was very heavy on King's Landing, and I enjoyed it. Maybe not for that. Maybe for that reason, actually. I enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought it was one of the...
I think the ending scene was probably the best scene of the show so far.
I think it's the best episode since the opener. I give the opener an 8. I'll give this one an 8 as well. I thought it was very good, and I enjoyed the ending.
Yeah, I enjoyed the ending. I mean, I can maybe give it a 9, but I'll give it 8, because I think it's not necessarily a flaw with the show. I think it's a flaw with Ned. I think he's just too naive. Like, to go up against Robert, and then at the end here, to think he's just going to be able to walk out King's Land. Like, just admits to Jaime's face, yes.
I took your brother.
I took your brother, buddy. He's like,
what you going to do about it?
And then outnumbered, like, 1 on 500, he's like, fuck it, I'll kill this guy.
Anyway, guys, that's an 8 out of 10. Let us know what you thought down below in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next one. But until then, been Fog Entertainment. Thanks for watching, and peace.